This night I'm Amritpal Singh. This is a show on which we tell you what happened around the world and in the country today. Well, it was a big day for the country. Record number of people were vaccinated across the country in the remotest corners of the country, from Arunachal Pradesh to Port Blair to the various states which now, with the coming of the revised guidelines from today into effect, about more than 80 lakh people were vaccinated in one single day. The government says it wants to achieve the target of vaccinating 1 crore people so that all above the age of 18 years are vaccinated by the end of the year. Now, that's an ambitious target and it was a very good start to it. How was it achieved? We'll talk about that. Also, we'll tell you how the world and India celebrated the International Day of Yoga. That and much more from around the world. Let's begin with the headlines we're tracking at this hour. World's largest free vaccination campaign begins. Centre revises guidelines for COVID vaccination. Everyone above 18 years of age to get free vaccine. More than 80 lakh vaccine doses administered on day 1. Daily recoveries continue to outnumber daily new cases for the 39th consecutive day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweets saying today's record-breaking vaccination numbers are gladdening. The vaccine remains our strongest weapon to fight COVID-19. Congratulations to those who got vaccinated, and kudos to all the frontline warriors working hard to ensure that so many citizens got the vaccine. Well done, India. Seventh International Day of Yoga celebrated across the globe. This year's theme is Yoga for Wellness. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu extend greetings to the citizens. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says yoga for wellness has raised the morale of the people. Also says yoga protects us from all sorts of negativities. The shift from silos to union is yoga. Yoga app, M-Yoga app, to help us achieve our One World, One Health motto. Major breakthrough for security forces. 3 Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists killed in Jammu and Kashmir Sopore in a joint operation of the Indian Army, Police and CRPF. Top LET terrorist Mudassir Pandit involved in killing of 3 policemen among the neutralized terrorists in the encounter. Swedish centre-left Prime Minister Stefan Löfven ousted in a no-confidence vote in Parliament. For the first time in Swedish history, a Prime Minister has been ousted by opposition MPs. And India versus New Zealand WTC final called off on day 4 without a single ball bowled due to rain. Rain washed out an entire day's play for the second time in the WTC final, diminishing hopes of a result in the contest. Up to 10,000 fans allowed in all venues at Tokyo Olympic events. Spectators will be allowed at the pandemic postponed games. Masks will be mandatory. Fans will not be allowed to shout or speak loudly. So let's begin with our top story. Well, the world's largest free vaccination campaign, Vaccines for All, Free for All, began today across the country. More than 80 lakh doses were administered on day 1 of the implementation of the revised guidelines for COVID vaccination. More details in this report.
The new policy of India's inoculation strategy, in which the central government provides free vaccines against COVID-19 to adults across the states, began on Monday. Centre now provides COVID-19 vaccines free of cost to all state governments. Under the centralized free vaccination policy, the government provides free COVID-19 vaccines to all Indian citizens above 18 years of age. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said Central government is beginning the free vaccination for all campaign for every Indian from today. The biggest beneficiary of this phase of India's vaccination drive shall be the poor, the middle class and the youth of the country. All of us should pledge to get ourselves vaccinated. Together we will defeat COVID-19. Under this policy, everyone above 18 years of age are being provided free vaccine doses against COVID from Monday as the central government revised its liberalized and accelerated vaccination policy. So far, vaccines were free for people of 45 years of age and above. Vaccines will be available free of cost in government-run vaccination centers. Government of India is providing free vaccines to all states. Central government has provided 30 crore vaccine doses so far. 3 vaccines have been approved in India so far. Several new vaccines are in the approval process. The government urged citizens to ignore rumors about vaccines as they are safe. You can visit www.cowin.gov.in to register and get full details on vaccination centers and vaccines, and follow COVID-appropriate behavior even after vaccination. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla visited the CGHS Wellness Centre South Avenue as free COVID vaccination for all adults started on Monday. He said most members of parliament were vaccinated.
मैं देश की सभी चुनी लोकतांत्रिक जन संस्थाओं के प्रतिनिधियों से आग्रह कर रहा हूं कि वो खुद भी वैक्सीन लगाएं और अपने अपने क्षेत्रों के अंदर कोविड वैक्सीन लगाकर सुरक्षा का व्यापक कवच हासिल करें ताकि हम कोरोना संक्रमण वायरस से लड़ सकें।
Home Minister Amit Shah visited a vaccination centre at Pandit Deen Dayal Hall in Ahmedabad along with senior officials of the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation. He said the government has taken a historic decision to provide free vaccine jabs to people above 18 years of age.
मेरी देश के सभी नागरिकों से भी अपील है कि जल्द से जल्द टीका लगाएं और जिन्होंने पहला टीका लगा चुके हैं और सरकार की गाइडलाइंस के हिसाब से उनकी समय की मर्यादा खत्म हुई है वो भी दूसरा टीका जरूर लगा लें।
Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan and BJP President JP Nadda visited the vaccination centre at the RML Hospital. Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad was in Patna during the mega vaccination drive.
हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी की अपेक्षा थी कि हम लोग सभी भारत सरकार के मंत्रीगण स्वयं जाएं वैक्सीन सेंटर पर। तो पटना मेरा लोकसभा क्षेत्र है, मेरी जन्मभूमि है, मेरी कर्मभूमि है।
As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the Government of India has been supporting the states and UTs by providing them COVID vaccines free of cost. In addition, the Government of India has also been facilitating direct procurement of vaccines by the states and UTs. Implementation of the liberalized and accelerated Phase 3 strategy of COVID-19 vaccination has started from 1st of May 2021. Under the strategy, every month, 50% of the total Central Drugs Laboratory (CDL) cleared vaccine doses of any manufacturer would be procured by the Government of India. It would continue to make these doses available to the state governments totally free of cost, as was being done earlier. More than 29 crore 35 lakh vaccine doses have been provided to the states and UTs so far through the Government of India, free of cost and through direct state procurement category. With Bureau Inputs, DD India.
And enthusiasm was witnessed amongst people as states kicked off the intensified mega vaccination drive on Monday with targets set and with the aim of inoculating as many people as possible. World's largest and fastest vaccination drive got a shot in the arm as states made concerted efforts to inoculate their population as a centralized free vaccination policy began, under which the Union government is providing free COVID-19 vaccines to all Indian citizens above 18 years of age. States were seen implementing the drive with special focus on 18 to 44 years age group. People could be seen queuing up in large numbers, observing COVID-19 protocols, including wearing masks and maintaining adequate social distancing. Uttar Pradesh capital Lucknow witnessed people turning out in large numbers at the vaccination centers. The UP government has set up a mega target to administer 7 lakh COVID vaccine doses every day. From July 1st, the state government will ramp up the vaccination program through Operation 10 Crore, aiming to administer 10 crore doses by the end of August.
7,600 से अधिक बूथ पर वैक्सीनेशन का एक कार्यक्रम अब प्रारंभ हो चुका है। हम लोगों ने आज से लक्ष्य रखा है कि हम 6 लाख वैक्सीन प्रतिदिन देंगे।
In Madhya Pradesh, the intensified drive was rolled out with the target of inoculating 10 lakh people at 7,000 inoculation centers set up across the state.
के कारण शरीर में ये जो दवाई जाती है, ये शरीर में ऐसी ताकत पैदा कर देती जो उस वायरस से लड़ती है। मतलब हमारा शरीर उस वायरस से लड़ने के लायक बन जाता है।
Similar efforts have been undertaken in Uttarakhand and Jammu and Kashmir. In Leh too, visible enthusiasm was witnessed amongst people who turned out in large numbers to get the jab.
हम लोग झारखंड से आए हैं यहाँ पे 54 आरसीसी काम करने के लिए। हम लोग को आज कोविड क्या वैक्सीन देने का दिन था, तो हम लोग आए हुआ वैक्सीन लिए। हम लोग आधा घंटा आराम किए हैं। हम लोग को वैक्सीन लगाने वाला सब मजदूर को खुशी है।
In northeastern states, government centers rolled out intensified vaccination drive for the 18 to 44 years age group. The Assam government has set up a target of administering 3 lakh COVID-19 vaccines daily from June 21st to June 30th.
एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा ही है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आया, बॉडी का कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है आपका, सभी लेना चाहिए।
Vaccination, main utility of vaccination is it decreases the mortality rate.
In Karnataka, vaccine melas were organized on Monday. Over 13,000 vaccination sites were set up across the state.
डेटा अगर देखें तो इससे साफ जाहिर होता है कि कर्नाटक के कुछ इलाकों में जहां पर वैक्सीन कम हुई है वहां पर पॉजिटिविटी रेट ज़्यादा है, लेकिन जिन इलाकों में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों ने वैक्सीन लिया है वहां पर पॉजिटिविटी रेट जो है वो 10% से भी कम है।
To achieve the target of immunizing all above the age of 18 years, the central government has so far provided the states with more than 29.1 crore vaccine doses. Bureau Report, DD India. The Prime Minister has congratulated the citizens of the country for getting vaccinated today in huge numbers. The Prime Minister tweeted, and I quote, "Today's record-breaking vaccination numbers are gladdening. The vaccine remains our strongest weapon to fight COVID-19. Congratulations to those who got vaccinated and kudos to all the frontline warriors working hard to ensure so many citizens got the vaccine. Well done in India." Unquote. So this is what the Prime Minister tweeted a little while back, congratulating the nation for renewed enthusiasm in getting vaccinated in this intensified vaccination drive. And that brings us to our In Focus tonight, which is massive turnout for mega vaccination drive. That's our point of discussion, and I'm joined by Dr. V.K. Paul, member of the Niti Aayog, and also Dr. N.K. Arora, chairman of the National Technical Advisory Group of the Government of India on COVID-19 immunization. Thank you, Dr. Paul and Dr. Arora, for joining us on the show. First to you, Dr. Paul, what took it to achieve this feat today? More than 80 lakh people vaccinated across the country. You know, a few days back the scenario was different. There was bickering going on between the states and the center about vaccinations, about the availability of vaccines. But what changed today in a day that the states and the centers started working together, and more than 80 lakh people, record numbers around the world, could be set today?
Well, today what we have seen and demonstrated as a nation is our capability in scaling up the vaccination program to this level and beyond. And this has become possible because the union government and the state governments and the people at large have worked together to receive the vaccine, making sure that vaccine program runs in a systematic way. AFI protocols are taken care of, the SOPs are followed, and through an organized approach, synchronized approach, collaborative approach, and ensuring micro-planning at the grassroots level, we have seen this grand success. And it augurs very well for future, because as the vaccine availability will increase, we will have to sustain this kind of for weeks and perhaps also months. Therefore, the lesson here are twofold. One, the nation has the capacity to augment our efforts to that kind of a scale across all the states. And second, it is possible for us to look forward to using the rising amount of vaccine production, vaccine stockpiles coming through our domestic production largely, to be able to be absorbed in a matter of time, in a matter of a protocol delivered efficient way of implementation.
Dr. Arora, a lot of micro planning must have gone into this exercise, to achieve a feat of this proportion is not easy, especially, if you go a few days back, you thought you didn't have the requisite infrastructure to implement it, the numbers weren't coming out, various explanations were being given, from availability to people not ready, to health infrastructure not prevalent, to frontline, not having enough frontline workers, etc. But by the end of the day, we realized that if you have the political will and the resolve to implement it, the nation does really have the capacity to implement such large-scale immunization program.
So, thank you very much for inviting me on this very auspicious day, I would say. That it's very encouraging and motivating that we administered 8 million doses or 80 lakh doses. And it shows this is a background work which has been done over years. Polio has given us a very good management lesson that micro planning has to be done up to the level of each vaccination center. And that has been built upon. Professor Paul, what he was saying, this micro planning, if you see for last 1 month or 6 weeks, very meticulous state level and district level planning has been there. Every state and every district has been told that this is what is expected out of them. And they have I would say, come up to the expectations and delivered. So micro planning is something which we learned in polio program. We were able to eradicate it. And today we have shown that although it's an adult immunization program and adults are, I would say this is a maiden experience globally and for India that adults are being immunized in such large number, but the program has been able to mobilize. So we require 3 things. One is vaccine availability. Second is infrastructure and supply chain maintenance. And here I will say that CoWIN platform basically is a hybrid of 2 things. One is it ensures supply chain to the last point or delivery point at the vaccination center. And the second component CoWIN platform provides is the line list of all the people who have received the vaccine. Isn't it exciting that by the end of the day, I know exactly about 81 lakh individuals have received the vaccine, exact number is available. And when you visit the CoWIN platform, so this digital platform and IT technology has been used to reach up and to also ensure that the things are done in a very high quality manner. Third thing which is very important is now the community engagement and community coming forward and getting. I think 80 lakhs is not something which has happened overnight. I think it's sustained effort for engaging community. a Jagran Andolan has been going on over last several weeks, so that people come up as soon as it opened up. People came up in large numbers, maintaining corona appropriate behavior and getting the vaccine.
Okay.
So this is not a miracle. This is something, a lot of hard work has been done over last several months and weeks, and that is the culmination today. And I'm sure we have still a lot of distance yet to cover, and I'm sure we will do it.
Okay. Dr. V.K. Paul, the government says it wishes to achieve the target of vaccinating 1 crore people a day, so that the target of vaccinating all above the age of 18 by the end of the year, which if I'm not wrong comes to close to about 108 crore people, and that's no mean task. What are the challenges in seeing that this is a sustainable exercise and not a one-day wonder?
Well, the most important requirement is really consistent and rising availability of the vaccine. What we have seen today is that once the vaccines are available, such a massive effort can be mounted, working together, states, union government and people. What therefore is of critical importance is that we continue to increase the domestic production of our vaccine. We continue to add additional vaccines to the bouquet of the basket of vaccines that are available. And as we ramp up the production and the availability, in parallel, we increase the uptake of the vaccine across the country. And today, a demonstration of this kind shows that this kind of an effort can be mounted. And therefore, what is critical is that as we move forward, we prepare ourselves for this kind of an effort over a sustained basis. There is no doubt such an effort can be sustained over a period of months, and if required, on a daily basis. But the critical element for which we still have to make effort is to increase the availability of the vaccine, for which huge efforts are being made. And there is huge confidence that we have the capability of producing enough vaccination to inoculate all the eligible people, the number up to the tune of 188 crore or so. It is possible, and we can see that happening in future, but critical part is that we must embrace the vaccine. When we become an eligible person to receive the vaccine, we must avoid false rumors, we must avoid hesitancy, we must be ready to go and get the first dose and then get the second dose, so that we are fully protected.
Dr. Paul, let me then ask you, today the nation has shown its capacity for implementing the vaccination program to the numbers that we achieved today, and perhaps there could be an uptake on that in the coming few days. But as you rightly say, the big question and the biggest challenge is the availability of vaccines. What is the roadmap to see that that there are enough vaccines available? What is the government's roadmap for that?
Well, I just now explained that we are confident that the domestic production will be enough in near future, in a matter of months, to be able to inoculate every eligible person, and in the present case, every adult of our nation. You already know that currently we are dependent upon two major types of vaccine, one made by Serum, the other one by Bharat Biotech, Covishield and Covaxin respectively. To this, to an extent, a third vaccine, Sputnik, has been added. We hope its production will start soon, and currently we are importing Sputnik vaccine to an extent. We hope very soon Zydus vaccine, which is a DNA vaccine, 3-dose vaccine, will become eligible for registration and therefore become part of the program. We hope BioE vaccine, which is a protein subunit vaccine, again a 2-dose vaccine, would become available downstream around September. And also, Serum is going to produce Novavax imported vaccine in our own country. These are just some examples, and we have an mRNA vaccine in pipeline, a nasal vaccine in the pipeline, and each one of these would add to the available stockpile. So we are confident that such a significant amount of volume will be available, and we will also import vaccine. Internationally made vaccines would also be brought into this nation.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for Dr. V.K. Paul. Dr. N.K. Arora, many thanks for joining me on the show. Well, congratulations to the entire country for having achieved that feat, as the Prime Minister has said, both to the frontline workers who executed this massive exercise, and also to the people at large who came out in large numbers to get vaccinated. Remember, that's the only way. We are in it together. We'll have to defeat the pandemic together. Meanwhile, the country continues to witness decline in new daily COVID-19 cases. 53,256 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours, which is the lowest since last 88 days.
India continues to fight COVID-19. It continues to report a sustained slide in the daily new COVID-19 cases. Due to the sustained and collaborative efforts by the centre and the states and UTs, the country has reported 53,256 daily new cases in the last 24 hours, the lowest since 88 days. Less than 1 lakh daily new cases have been reported for 14 continuous days now. India has also been witnessing a continuous fall in the active caseload. The country's active caseload now stands at 7,02,887 on Monday. A net decline of 26,356 is witnessed in the last 24 hours, and active cases are now only 2.35% of the country's total positive cases. India's daily recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for 39 consecutive days now. 78,190 recoveries were registered in the last 24 hours. Nearly 25,000 more recoveries were reported during the last 24 hours as compared to the daily new cases. Out of the people infected since the beginning of the pandemic, 2,88,44,199 people have already recovered from COVID-19 and 78,190 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours. This constitutes an overall recovery rate of 96.36%, which is showing a sustained increasing trend. With substantially ramped up testing capacity across the country, a total of 13,88,699 tests were conducted in the last 24 hours in the country. Cumulatively, India has conducted over 39 crore 24 lakh tests so far. While on the one side testing has been enhanced across the country, a continued decline in weekly case positivity is being noticed. Weekly positivity rate is currently at 3.32%, while the daily positivity rate stands at 3.83% today. It has remained less than 5% for 14 consecutive days now. As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the Government of India has been supporting the states and UTs by providing them COVID vaccines free of cost. In addition, the Government of India has also been facilitating direct procurement of vaccines by the states and UTs. Vaccination is an integral pillar of the comprehensive strategy of the Government of India for containment and management of the pandemic, along with test, track, treat and COVID-appropriate behavior. Implementation of the liberalized and accelerated Phase 3 strategy of COVID-19 vaccination has started from 1st of May 2021. Bureau Report, DD India.
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that when the entire world is fighting against COVID-19 pandemic, yoga has become a ray of hope. In his virtual address on the occasion of the International Day of Yoga, the Prime Minister said that for 2 years now, no public event has been organized in India or in the world, but enthusiasm for yoga has not gone down.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the 7th International Day of Yoga. In his virtual address, PM said that despite the pandemic, this year's theme for International Yoga Day, Yoga for Wellness, has raised the morale of the people.
कोरोना के बावजूद इस बार की योग दिवस की थीम योगा फॉर वेलनेस ने करोड़ों लोगों में योग के प्रति उत्साह को और भी बढ़ाया है। मैं आज योग दिवस पर ये कामना करता हूं कि हर देश, हर समाज और हर व्यक्ति स्वस्थ हो, सब एक साथ मिलकर एक दूसरे की ताकत बने।
Prime Minister spoke on how children are being taught yoga during their online classes and how it is turning to be useful.
आजकल हम देखते हैं कई स्कूलों में ऑनलाइन क्लासेस की शुरुआत में 10-15 मिनट बच्चों को योग प्राणायाम कराया जा रहा है। ये कोरोना से मुकाबले के लिए भी बच्चों की शारीरिक रूप में तैयारी कर रहा है। आज मेडिकल साइंस भी उपचार के साथ साथ हीलिंग पर भी उतना ही बल देता है और योग हीलिंग प्रोसेस में उपकारक है। मुझे संतोष है कि आज योग के इस पहलू पर दुनिया भर में के विशेषज्ञ अनेक प्रकार के साइंटिफिक रिसर्च भी कर रहे हैं, उस पर काम कर रहे हैं।
Prime Minister emphasized the holistic nature of yoga and said that it takes care of physical health as well as mental health.
योग में फिजिकल हेल्थ के साथ साथ मेंटल हेल्थ पर इतना जोर दिया गया है। जब हम प्राणायाम करते हैं, ध्यान करते हैं, दूसरी यौगिक क्रियाएं करते हैं, तो हम अपनी अंतर चेतना को अनुभव करते हैं। योग से हमें ये अनुभव होता है कि हमारी विचार शक्ति, हमारा आंतरिक सामर्थ्य इतना ज्यादा है कि दुनिया की कोई परेशानी, कोई भी नेगेटिविटी हमें तोड़ नहीं सकती। योग हमें स्ट्रेस से स्ट्रेंथ की ओर और नेगेटिविटी से क्रिएटिविटी का रास्ता दिखाता है। द शिफ्ट फ्रॉम साइलो टू यूनियन इज योगा।
PM also said World is getting M-Yoga app which will provide videos of yoga training based on common yoga protocol in many languages.
जब भारत ने यूनाइटेड नेशंस में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस का प्रस्ताव रखा था, तो उसके पीछे यही भावना थी कि योग विज्ञान पूरे विश्व के लिए सुलभ हो। आज इस दिशा में भारत ने यूनाइटेड नेशंस WHO के साथ मिलकर एक और महत्वपूर्ण कदम उठाया है। अब विश्व को एम योगा ऐप की शक्ति मिलने जा रही है। इस ऐप में कॉमन योगा प्रोटोकॉल के आधार पर योग प्रशिक्षण के कई वीडियोस दुनिया की अलग अलग भाषाओं में उपलब्ध होंगे। ये आधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी और प्राचीन विज्ञान के फ्यूजन का भी एक बेहतरीन उदाहरण है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है एम योगा ऐप योग का विस्तार दुनिया भर में करने और वन वर्ल्ड वन हेल्थ के प्रयासों को सफल बनाने में बड़ी भूमिका निभाएगा।
Quoting from Gita, the Prime Minister said we need to continue moving on collective journey of yoga as it has the solution for everyone. And it is important that yoga reaches to every person while keeping intact its foundation and core. With Bureau Reports, DD India.
And President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and cabinet ministers from the Union Cabinet extended their greetings to the countrymen on the occasion of the 7th International Day of Yoga.
As the world continues to battle the COVID-19 pandemic, the ancient Indian practice of yoga becomes even more relevant than ever before, because it addresses all aspects of human well-being. Yoga is a unique gift India has given to the world. Yoga is the fusion of body, mind and spirit. By practicing it regularly, all of us can lead a holistic, meaningful and stress-free life. Not just this, we can achieve our personal goals with better concentration through the practice of yoga and also spread positivity in society. Such vibrations of positivity on the 7th International Day of Yoga reverberated all across the length and breadth of the country Monday morning. Performing yoga asanas in Rashtrapati Bhavan lawns on the occasion, President Ramnath Kovind extended his greetings on the 7th International Day of Yoga. He tweeted, "International Day of Yoga greetings. Our ancient seers' vision of bringing mind, body together to achieve holistic health and happiness has benefited millions over millennia. One of India's great gifts to the world, it can be especially helpful during COVID-19. Be with yoga, be at home." Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and his spouse Usha Naidu also performed yoga at their residence in New Delhi. In his message, the Vice President said that this year's theme, Yoga for Well-Being, reflects the need to practice yoga regularly for our holistic wellness, as yoga improves both our physical and mental health.
My greetings to all Indians on the occasion of International Yoga Day. Yoga should be part of our life. It will not only help us physically, mentally, but it will also enhance the strength of the country. So I appeal to the people, make yoga as part of your daily life.
Minister of Ayush and Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Kiran Rijiju joined the national lead event of the International Day of Yoga 2021. He informed that the Ayush Ministry, as always, has partnered with other ministries, organizations, educational institutes, local communities and experts to spread the message and practice of yoga. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar also practiced yoga at his Delhi residence. In a tweet he said, "Morning shows the day and yoga morning brightens the day with positive energy. Make yoga a part of your daily routine." Also sharing an inspirational song video on yoga being embraced by the world community, Javadekar tweeted, "COVID pandemic has added stress and anxiety among people the world over. The disease and isolation have not only affected physical but also emotional health. Practicing yoga daily in these times, therefore, is of immense help." At the historic Red Fort in Delhi, Minister of State for Culture and Tourism Prahlad Singh Patel performed yoga with officers of Ministries of Culture and Tourism as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav campaign. Considering the current pandemic situation, the number of participants for yoga were restricted to 20 at each site. With the theme Yoga and Indian Heritage, yoga programs were organized at 75 heritage locations all across the country.
ये 7वां अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस है। देश के और देश के बाहर भी जो लोग योग को स्वीकार करते हैं, वो सारे लोग इस खुशनुमा माहौल से प्रसन्न हैं। पोस्ट कोरोना मैं मानता हूं कि शारीरिक क्षमता के लिए योग, आयुष और आयुर्विज्ञान ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका अदा कर सकते हैं। ऐसी स्थिति में सारे प्रोटोकॉल का पालन करते हुए, और चूंकि आजादी के 75 वर्ष का अमृत महोत्सव है, तो हमने 75 स्मारकों पर इस बार कार्यक्रम रखा है और संख्या हमने पहले से तय की थी कि 21 से ज्यादा नहीं होगी।
Several states and UTs geared up with all gusto to celebrate the 7th International Day of Yoga. Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant was seen practicing yoga at Panaji. Assam Governor Jagdish Mukhi along with his spouse performed yoga at Raj Bhavan in Guwahati. CM Himanta Biswa Sarma participated in yoga demonstration program organized by the NHPC at Dhemaji. All throughout the country, people enthusiastically participated in International Yoga Day celebrations in style. But they did that responsibly, following all COVID-19 protocols, be it in the most populous state of UP or Bihar or Jammu and Kashmir. In Maharashtra, Western Railway and a yoga group together demonstrated a unique way of practicing yoga inside a moving local train between Borivali and Andheri. ITBP personnel performed yoga across several locations of Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, besides others. Indian Navy personnel were also seen practicing yoga on INS Shardul, that is heading back from the Persian Gulf as part of Operation Samudra Setu 2 deployment. Also, Indian Navy personnel on board INS Airawat and deployed at Cam Ranh Bay in Vietnam performed yoga on the occasion. Ever since, United Nations declared 21st June to be celebrated as the International Day of Yoga in December 2014, cities and towns across the country and the entire world over the years have united in celebrating the day together. This year, the theme Yoga for Well-being becomes even more relevant as the whole world has been struck by the trauma of losing their loved ones amid the COVID-19 pandemic in its several destructive waves. Practicing yoga thus gives us all an opportunity to go deep within and heal ourselves from our pain and look forward to a healthy and happy future. Bureau Report, DD India.
And the world also participated with growing enthusiasm on the occasion of the 7th International Day of Yoga. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar tweeted a video showing people practicing yoga in various parts of the world.
Be it east or west, north or south, the entire world now understands the importance of yoga. This is the reason why International Day of Yoga is celebrated with so much enthusiasm. The United Nations has made this year's theme as Yoga for Well-being or Yoga for Being Healthy. International Day of Yoga was celebrated with full enthusiasm in India's neighborhood as well. Bhutan's Prime Minister Dr. Lothe Tshering has extended greetings of International Day of Yoga. While in neighboring Bangladesh, people's enthusiasm was seen on the occasion of Yoga Day.
Yoga has a strong and growing following here in Bangladesh, as it is seen both as a holistic system of exercise and preventive health management.
The 7th International Day of Yoga was celebrated with full enthusiasm at the Indian Consulate in Osaka, Kobe in Japan. One event was held in Seoul, the capital of South Korea, on 20th June, highlighting the importance of yoga as well as celebrating International Day of Yoga. Fiji's capital Suva also witnessed yoga event. The United States has wholeheartedly taken forward the importance of yoga. As a run-up to this, one program was held at Washington, D.C.
Let me welcome you to the 7th International Day of Yoga celebrations at the India House. As Prime Minister Modi said, yoga is a passport to fitness and wellness and can shape a healthy body and mind.
While Canada was also immersed in yoga fervor with programs held from water to sky, in Toronto some people performed yoga exercises on paddleboard under water, while some people were in a hot air balloon and performed several yoga exercises. Several events were held in Brazil as well. There on 17th June, as part of an event, one online function on holistic approach to yoga in modern era was held. While Yoga Day events were held in Europe as well, International Day of Yoga was held in France. The Indian Embassy in Rome, Italy also organized yoga event which saw a large participation of people. Russia was also immersed in yoga fervor. Yoga Day was also being celebrated in 6 cities of Qatar. Indian and international community in Lebanon's capital, Beirut, also practiced yoga, marking the International Day of Yoga. People in Trinidad and Tobago also celebrated Yoga Day by practicing yoga. Coming to Africa, Congo's capital, Kinshasa, also was immersed in yoga fervor. Yoga is an invaluable gift of ancient tradition of India. Yoga presents an integrated vision for health and wellness. Every year on 21st June, the Yoga Days initiative was taken by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 27 September 2014 at the United Nations General Assembly, and from then on, this is celebrated every year. Bureau Report, DD India.
And a unique webinar featuring leading spiritual leaders of the country was organized on the occasion of the International Day of Yoga. The webinar, titled Experiencing Bliss Through Yoga, was attended by heads of international spiritual organizations. They emphasized on the inner benefits of yoga.
The words of an Upanishad cannot go wrong. If only we practice the principles well mapped out by our ancient saints and seers and sages, one day we will vouch for the veracity of the statement. Yes, I have come from joy, I can live in perpetual joy, and one day I will melt in that sacred joy. It must be possible.
The Gita is a poetic masterpiece of yogic contemplation that unites philosophy and life. It is a stream of yogic thought that flows from individual change to everlasting supreme peace. It is a reservoir of yogic energy that transforms sorrow into eternal bliss.
Vedanta says that bliss is a real nature. When we say we attain bliss, experience bliss, it simply means we attain our own selves. It is not attaining something which is out there. It is not experience something which is coming from outside. We just experience your own real self.
And Union Textiles Minister and senior BJP leader Smriti Irani welcomed the decision of the Calcutta High Court to admonish West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on the alleged statewide post-poll violence. The Union Minister alleged and termed the situation as unfortunate and unprecedented, that citizens are tortured, looted, raped and punished for casting their votes, and the Chief Minister stands mute spectator to the rampant violence.
I am grateful to the Kolkata High Court for giving a pathway for justice for the people of Bengal. It is shocking that those who were claiming to be the liberal champions of human rights and women's rights are selectively silent about the torture that has been inflicted about the citizens of Bengal. Countless rapes now have become a fact in Bengal as a result of post-poll violence. Countless families have been driven out of their villages, out of their homes. There are people begging that they are willing to change their own religion, their faith, so that their lives can be spared. Today, the High Court has very rightly so admonished Mamata Banerjee.
And Sweden's parliament ousted Prime Minister Stefan Löfven in a no confidence vote today, giving the Social Democrat leader a week to resign and hand the Speaker the job of finding a new government or call for a snap election. The Nationalist Sweden Democrats had seized the chance to call the vote after the formerly Communist Left Party withdrew support for the centre-left government over a plan to ease rent controls for new-built apartments. The no-confidence motion, which required 175 votes in the 349-seat parliament to pass, was supported by 181 lawmakers. Löfven was the first Swedish Prime Minister to be ousted by a no-confidence motion put forward by the opposition. He was due to hold a news conference later today. A new government or a caretaker administration would sit only until a parliamentary election scheduled for September next year. A lot has been said about Indian shooting and its reputation at the international level. There has been a continuous stream of youngsters who have shown high promise and have delivered at international events time and again. We take a look at Saurabh Chaudhary's chances of winning a medal at the upcoming Tokyo Olympics.
A 16-year-old in any part of the world will usually be preparing for college or figuring out the transition of life as they turn towards adulthood. Not many are dedicated or trained hard enough to set world records. But Indian shooter Saurabh Chaudhary did exactly that.
Saurabh is a completely composed person, very hard-working people in the team.
बहुत committed है shooting की तरफ से and effort बहुत है, मेहनत करता है.
Extremely focused, and I see great things happening for him in the future.
Born in a peasant family in village Kalina in Meerut on 12th of May 2002, no one could have predicted that growing up, this boy would usher in the golden period for India in the world of pistol shooting.
शूटिंग के बारे में उसने बहुत जिद करी। उसके पापा बहुत मना करते थे, मेरे को पढ़ाई डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगी, बेटा ऐसे नहीं। वो कहता मैं पढ़ाई भी करूँगा पापा, मैं शूटिंग भी करूँगा।
जी हमारे गांव के पास में गांव है, वहाँ पे शूटिंग रेंज है, वहाँ पे हमारे गांव से बच्चे जाते थे, तो उनको देख के कि ये शूटिंग करने जाते हैं कि चलो मैं भी देख लेता हूँ एक बार चल के कि कैसा है। तो वहाँ पे जाके देखा, ट्राई किया, अच्छा लगा, तो वहीं से स्टार्ट हुआ है।
मैं सौरभ को पहली बार बिनोली राइफल क्लब पे लेके गया था BSR क्लब पे, तब उसका एडमिशन के लिए। तो कोच सर मिले थे, उन्होंने सौरभ को प्रैक्टिस के लिए बोला। उन्होंने पिस्टल देने से स्टार्टिंग में मना किया, सिर्फ बेसिक कराया, होल्डिंग वगैरह जो उनका होता है प्रैक्टिस में।
Saurabh began to shoot only 5 years back at the age of 13 when he accompanied a friend to a shooting range. His coach Amit Sherwan and all other kids at the range were shocked by the young Indian shooter's prowess. It prompted the coach to ask his family to buy him his own pistol.
जब मेरे पास सौरभ आया उस समय मेरे पास टीन शेड के नीचे मेरी रेंज थी। उस समय ये इस तरह की सीलिंग लाइट वाइट कुछ नहीं थी। तो गर्मी के दिनों में जब पूरी वो टीन शेड 10-11 बजे यहाँ टेम्परेचर होता है 40, 42, 43, उस समय पूरा गर्म हो जाता था, लेकिन वो फिर भी खड़ा रहता था 12, 1 बजे तक। मैं उसको बोलता चल जाके थोड़ा रेस्ट कर ले अब, लेकिन वो बोलता था बस थोड़ा सा और गुरुजी थोड़ा सा और कर लूँ उसके बाद में चलूँगा। तो वो थोड़ा सा जो और था ना, वो थोड़ा सा आज उसको वहाँ लेके गया।
A shooter's pistol is an expensive commodity, and for a family with limited means, it was a daunting ask. However, they also knew that the kid could be a potential superstar, and so borrowed a loan to help him pursue his dream.
पिस्टल 2.25 लाख रुपए की आई है और उन्हें कर्ज लेकर वो पिस्टल उसको दिला दी, और पिस्टल दिलाने के बाद में उसने अपने जहाँ भी वो गया, जिसमें गया में उसका मेडल अच्छा पड़ा।
Those financial decisions and efforts paid off in 2018 when Saurabh Chaudhary made instant headlines when he became a gold medalist at the 2018 Asian Games with a record score. He won 3 golds in the Asian Airgun Championship in 2018, the 10-meter air pistol competition, the team competition, and in the mixed team 10-meter pistol event. In 2019, he won a gold medal at the ISSF World Cup in Delhi. He paired with Manu Bhaker to clinch the gold in the mixed team event in the 10-meter pistol event at the ISSF World Cup in Beijing. In May, he won gold and broke the world and the junior record in the 10-meter pistol World Cup in Munich.
यूथ ओलंपिक था, उसमें भी गोल्ड मेडल था। एशियन गेम हुआ था, वहाँ पे मेरा गोल्ड मेडल था, और उसके बाद जूनियर वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप थी साउथ कोरिया में, वहाँ पे भी मेरा गोल्ड मेडल था।
He is not just satisfied कि हाँ मेरा अच्छा स्कोर हो गया and that is enough. He comes back, he says okay, these were the problems, how can we sort it out? He has that desire to improve.
Getting support from government helped him to focus his time preparing for Tokyo Games.
हम basically उसके quantity की जगह हम quality पे काम कर रहे हैं, sharpening the skills, getting him up to that position कि he can maintain those skills. अभी जैसे टॉप्स की स्कीम है साई की, तो अभी बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्ट है, when is required तब आपको मिलता है।
With an enviable list of medals and performances under his belt, Saurabh Chaudhary undoubtedly starts as one of the favorites to bring home a medal at the Games. For Saurav, it's time to hit the bullseye for eternal glory. Taposh Bhattacharya's report, TD India.
And that's it in Newsnight for tonight. But before we end the show, we leave you with this feast on the occasion of the International Day of Yoga. Enjoy this. Be safe, wear the mask and get vaccinated if you are eligible and haven't done that already. Good night. Watch this. Namaskar.
Yoganuशासनम् अथ योगानुशासनम् सांसों में छिपा है ये पुरखों की कृपा है ये दिखलाएगा रास्ता अथ योगानुशासनम् अथ योगानुशासनम् में प्रसिद्ध जो अपने आप सिद्ध जो रखना इस पे आस था अथ योगानुशासनम् अथ योगानुशासनम् योगारंभ हो योगारंभ हो योगारंभ हो भारत ने ही योग सिखाया जग में फैलाया विश्व ने अपनाया नियंत्रण आया रोग पे विश्व ने जैसे है पाया जो अधिकार ये अब आरोग्य पे है सब हो पाया योग से सदियों से रहा है सब ही देख रहा है हर दंडी का आसरा योगारंभ हो योगारंभ हो योग से महामारी को रोक ले योगारंभ हो योगारंभ हो जो समझा दे जीवन को वो योग है जो सुलझा दे जीवन को वो योग है बुद्धियों को जहाँ भी है उदे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्मात् योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम् योगः कर्मसु कौशलम् अथ योगानुशासनम् अथ योगानुशासनम् तेज बढ़ेगा चित्त खिलेगा जीवित दिल रहे तन मन ये कहे हर पल हर एक सांस में स्वास्थ्य की धारा शरीर के कण कण में बहे
तन मन ये कहे है शक्ति अपने हाथ में
महिमा इसकी जान लो आए समय तो ठान लो रख लेना ये वास्ता अथ योगानुशासनम् अथ योगानुशासनम् योगारंभ हो योगारंभ हो
ये शरीर और मन का संजोग है
योगानुशासनम् अथ योगानुशासनम्